everyone and welcome back to day 12 of Vlogmas. Today I thought I did another book-based video and we're going to talk about some adaptations because I just watched The Hating Game film, which I loved. I thought it was a pretty good adaptation. There's definitely some like differences, but for the most part I thought it was pretty good. So I thought I would talk about some other ones. Some of these I think are really good. Some of these I have small problems with. Some of these I have big problems with. I just thought I would talk about some of them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in front of me right now that I want to talk about. So let's do it. Let's just talk about one of my favorite, and I know it's controversial because some people don't like it as much, but one of my favorite adaptations in recent years of a classic novel is the 2019 Little Women. Also, look at this copy of Little Women. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, I am obsessed with it. It probably helps that I love a lot of the cast, and I liked that it was different and the timelines were back and forth. I enjoyed that. I also get it more from a director standpoint, from a film standpoint. I get how someone who is like hardcore just like book fan would be like, no, I don't like that, but I love it. So yeah, 2019 Little Women. Also, I keep forgetting I have this copy and it's so pretty. Look at it. Okay, anyway, let's stick to film and then we'll talk about TV. This is one. Here's the deal. I like the movie, not as an adaptation. I think it is a terrible adaptation. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But the movie itself is not a bad movie if you ignore the fact that it is supposed to be an adaptation. And that is Avalon High by Meg Cabot. It was a DCOM, starred Greg Sulkin, who I adore. It was a good movie. It was not this book. It just wasn't. There were so many little changes, like there's so many good plot twists in this, and the way they changed it for the movie, like, I get why, because they weren't going to do any of the sequels, because like this goes into a manga series afterwards, and it like expands. I know they weren't going to do any of that, but like, it was disappointing. As a lover of this book, the movie was disappointing. As a lover of DCOMs and Greg Sulkin, I enjoyed it. Let's talk about another good one. I know there's small things that are left out, but I really, really, really think the Hunger Games films are some of the best adaptations. It's one of my favorite book and film series. I'm obsessed. I have like 97 copies of the books, including in Spanish. They're right there. And I love the movies. I rewatch them all the time. There's definitely some small things that I wish were included, especially in Catching Fire and Mockingjay. Hunger Games, I think they did a pretty good job, but the sequels, there's some things I'm like, why wouldn't you put that in? But for the most part, I think they're pretty damn good adaptations. I'm just gonna show you this one. I'm not gonna talk about it. They're not the worst movies I've ever seen. The casting was pretty good, but there's a reason the last one didn't get made. That's all I'm gonna say. And let's end the movie section of this on a good note. Love, Rosie is one of my cry films. I love it. I love this book. I love the movie. I love Lily Collins and Sam Claflin. So like, duh. It's just so good. Okay, let's talk about some TV. So, these are in the same vein. The TV shows were not bad. They're two of my favorite TV shows. They're not very true to the books, and that is annoying. So, some Sarah Shepard books for you. Pretty Little Liars went off the rails real quick. I wish they'd stayed truer to the books. There are 16 of them. They had so much material and they went off the rails so quick that like they could not ever get back to what the books were. And as good as the show was, and I love Pretty Little Liars, it's not the same as the book series, and I wish it was. So there's that. And then Lying Game was more similar, I feel like, but they only got one season, so I don't know where they were gonna go off the rails. But the biggest difference is in the book, Emma and Sutton never meet. In the TV show, they do. So there's some differences. Again, ABC Family just kind of took these books and ran, and I don't think they ran well. In terms of adaptation. In terms of making good TV, sure. In terms of adapting these books, they did not. Okay, and then one that makes me really happy. And I'll admit, I did watch the show first, but then I read the book and then I watched the show again. And I still stand by that Normal People was a fabulous adaptation. And I am obsessed with it. So, there's that. So those are 8 adaptations that, take them or leave them, they're good or bad, they're okay, but they're just my thoughts on them. I have so many more books in front of me that I could talk about, but I figured I would keep it down to 8, keep this as a short video. But yeah, so if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you let me know in the comments what your favorite and or least favorite adaptation of a book is. Could be TV or film. I just want to know. And then hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the Vlogmas videos, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye!